about this provider stuff. I'm going to say it here. I've never met a man who was successful that adored his woman. I've never met a man that was successful who adored his woman that didn't want to take care of the pretty. Because by the way, guys, pretty ain't cheap. You know how expensive it is? Men, just letting you know how expensive it is to be pretty as a woman. It all costs. It costs so much, by the way. Everything, all the cosmetics, all the extensions, all the gloss and the gel and the face stuff, whatever. It costs so much. And I've never met a successful guy that didn't want to date a pretty woman. So what do you think it takes? Okay? So every successful man that I know wants to provide for his woman. It's weird for me to even think about men going, I shouldn't have to do that. I shouldn't have to provide for my woman. I shouldn't have to pay for these things. That's not my call. That's her deal. I've never met a successful man who adored his woman who says or thinks that he doesn't have to or shouldn't have to. You get what I mean? Every single man that is a success that I've ever met, myself included, is like, don't worry, baby, I got it. Don't worry. Go get it done. Have fun. Get you a smoothie while you're at it. Venmo or whatever. That's just better to be that way. Because what's the alternative? Be stingy? Be like, oh, no, I shouldn't have to pay for that. That's your cost. You're doing that for you. Because the way I see it, here's the way I see it. If she comes home with the nails done and the eyebrows done or whatever, okay, that's for me. Who's she doing that for? Isn't she doing it for me? I mean, some people say, oh, she's doing that so other people can see. No, I promise you that if your woman loves you, she's considering doing these things because she thinks, what will he like if she likes you? You gotta know if your woman likes you or not, though. All right, that's important. I promise you, fellas, that if a woman's getting all this stuff done for herself, it seems like it's for herself, but you are in mind, believe me. If she really cares for you, you're in mind. So the way I see it is if she's getting her nails done or she's picking out that outfit or whatever, she's considering, will he like this? So the way I see it is that she's doing her nails for me. That's for me. So I have no problem saying, don't worry, go to the Russians. Get that square, round, bubble bath, whatever the fuck, ladies. Because I get it. It's for me. I got you. Here you go. Go get it taken care of. And I don't understand in 2024 why men are upset about that. Don't you want her to want to do those things? Don't you want to just like treat her too? You know, like I said, in 2024, the year of country Beyonce, we can't just accept that this stuff is that for these things that women do are for you as the man, and you should just take care of it. If you're the kind of guy who's unwilling to like while you're dating or whatever, and when the girl's like, I'm gonna get my nails done, and you just don't, you should just be like, okay, word, boom, here's some cash. Like, just get it done. Yeah, get it done, girl. Like, if you're not that kind of guy, it bodes to your character, man. I'm not saying you should be a simp and just hand out money to strangers. That's not fucking what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is you're dating somebody that you like. Why wouldn't you want to provide that kind of thing? You know? In a way that's appreciative and received well and all that stuff. I'm not saying being fucking taking advantage of a loser. I'm not saying that. But if you're the kind of guy that's frustrated and you're saying, I shouldn't be responsible for that. I shouldn't have to take care of that. That's not for me to deal with. That's your problem, not mine. But you better look good, I guess. I'm not going to help in any way, but you better. For me, even though I'm not helping you. If you're that kind of guy that's frustrated by that kind of stuff, that bodes to your character. That means you're going to be like stingy in life in general. You're selfish and stingy in life. And maybe if as a woman dating a man like that, maybe you should run for the hills because that is going to project how the rest of your life with that person's going to be. And by the way, it gets worse, not better. It gets worse. So if you're dating a guy like that, then it's going to be worse off later down the road when he's much more comfortable with you. My husband makes me believe I need to have a businesswoman mindset and hustle as hard as him. That just makes me think that, does he want to date a man I don't want to date a man. I don't want to date a woman who thinks like a man. You know how much it takes to make money in business? It's so hard. It's math and calculations and negotiations and aggression, and you're just thrusting your will out into the world, and you're trying to carve a piece out of it, and it's hard as fuck, and it's all the time battles. Every day something bad happens, all day, and you're getting attacked on all sides all the time, between competition, clients, fucking IRS, the government, whatever. You're just all the time at odds, and it's hard every day. And you know what that does to you, by the way? It hardens you. It makes your face harden. It makes you much more callous to the world, and much less wide-eyed and hopeful and naive and joyful, and much more like, are you trying to fuck me? Are you trying to fuck me over somehow? What's going on? It makes you far more calloused, like I said. So why do I want that in a woman? Why do I want that at home? You get what I'm saying? I'm dealing with that every day as it is. And then I got to come home and deal with a woman who's just as hardened as me. That you might as well date a man. And I say that full well, that my mother was a single mother. She started her own business to provide for us. She did the best she can with what she got. And it also brings out a lot of masculine traits in a woman. And that's what it requires. And if your man or husband is like, oh, you need to have a business mindset, you need to think like a man and all that stuff, why would you want a woman to think like a man? Why do you need that? And I think, again, that's just an inadequacy thing. That's just you're not making enough yourself. You're projecting it on your woman. Women can be helpful in ways that aren't necessarily measurable, but are just as helpful to your quality of life. And people fucking don't understand that. That's what these same guys that are on these podcasts are saying. They're mad at women because women don't think like men. And it's like, do you want them to? Why not just date a man if that's what you want? You get what I'm saying? Like, women contribute to things in my life that are just stuff that I can't quantify. Like this art and stuff in my house. As a designer, a woman put that up for me. You see? Because I'm a man and I think like a man. And I need some civility and some taste and some perspective that I can't offer as a man. So I lend my trust to women who can help me and shore up those things in my life. That's what women do. Why do you want them to be a man? And for the women out there, like, why are we demonizing women for wanting guys that are success? And by the way, being a successful man is much bigger than just having money, okay? You know what it takes to become a success? The characteristics you have to develop to become a successful man? It's a lot of fucking self-work. You have to take responsibility for yourself. You have to look yourself hard in the mirror and discover your shortcomings, or even deal with them. Most people don't even deal with their shortcomings. Most people are too much of a coward to look in the mirror and be like, I suck in all these areas and I'm going to do something about it. That's most people. We can stop there. Let alone people that have dealt with those things, discovered and dealt with their own personal shortcomings and shored those up, and then made themselves a success in the world. All of those things are character development, and usually ends up with a guy that has a strong character, a strong sense of personal responsibility and responsibility for others, and takes ownership of his life and those around him. You see, those are good, strong characteristics that come with being a success. Money is a byproduct of that, sure, but also usually those men are upstanding people too, because they have to be, or else they wouldn't do very well in business for very long. That's how it goes. You get what I'm saying? So there's more than just looking for successful guys. It's looking for successful guys that are smart, articulate, funny, capable, upstanding, are honest. All the things that it takes to be successful. If I were in a woman's shoes, I would prefer a man who's stable than fun. I know there's lots of guys girls can date that are fun, but are fucking losers. They're so fun though. They go out and drink every night. They can party all the time. They're going to all the cool events. They're so fun, but they're fucking losers. And at first you'll like that guy because it's a fun thing to do. It's like dating a club promoter. Sounds fun. It's great for like 2 months. And then you're like, oh, then you do this every night. Oh shit, this is not fun. This has got gross real quick. So, fun is okay, but small spoonfuls of fun, but mostly stability. There is a difference between being a woman and by the way, I hate using the word submit because that's such a fucking red pill podcast bullshit. I need a woman to submit to me. And it's like, God, are you so fucking insecure that you need her to submit? Here's what submission should mean. Because submit using the proper context is nice. Here's the deal. As a woman, don't you want to be with a man who you can trust will make good decisions, both in a way that keeps you safe and keeps you safe financially, right? If you had to choose, and I think every woman agrees with this, I'm going to speak to every woman ever. Every single woman wants to be able to be with a man that they can trust will make the best decisions for them, the household, the family, the unit, okay? Because they can trust that that man is capable and competent in such a way that if they weren't present, the best possible decision will be made, okay? Let's just start there. That's what women want first and foremost, and that's fair enough, okay? So, therefore, if you're aligning yourself with a man who is capable and competent in a way that where at the end of the day, if he's going to make the decision that has this best interest in mind for himself and the people around him. All right? So therefore, sometimes if you're in a relationship with a man and he's making a decision that you don't either understand or quite agree with, but you can trust that his decision making, maybe he knows more than you about something specific, or maybe he has a different point of view, or because of experience in his past, you can trust that that man is going to make the best possible decision for the family, for himself, okay? And that's what it means to be submissive, all right? So what that means is, as a woman, if I put myself in a woman's shoes, maybe the man is making a decision that I don't quite get. I don't quite understand. I don't have experience in this area, so I don't quite understand. I have questions about it. I don't exactly agree with the decision up front, but I submit to the fact that he has his and my best interest in mind when making these decisions, and through his own experiences, he's going to guide me in the way that's the best for the family. And that's what submission means. Okay? That's it. It's just that you're going to submit even if you don't quite agree. You're going to say, I don't agree, we've talked it out, and he still has superseded my yes or no decision, but I still agree and believe that he's making the best possible decision for me, even if I don't quite understand it right now. Because oftentimes, if he's a good man, he is making the best decision with his experience, and he, as the man, by the way, has to bear responsibility for that decision too. Just because if you, as the woman in a household where you disagree with what the man is doing, you can get that choice. You can disagree, fine. He can hear you and he can take into consideration what you think and then still go in a different direction. But you as a woman should respect and understand that, and hopefully he has your best interest in mind when making those decisions. Because by the way, once the decision is made, he now has to stick to that decision and own and bear responsibility for the outcome fully. Okay? You see? That's what it comes with. So when people say, what does it mean to be submissive to a woman? It only means that you respect the man's decision that he's going to be he's going to make the best possible decision even if you don't quite understand it. Okay? So let's just be clear what that is. All right? Now, that's all that means. So being submissive doesn't mean being a doormat. Submissive doesn't mean be mistreated. Submissive doesn't mean be disrespected and not stand up for yourself. It only means that you're going to respect that the decision that the man makes is the best possible one for the family. But if a man is disrespecting you, disrespecting your family, disrespecting you in front of other people, or even at home by yourself, you should still stand up for yourself and say, hey, what was that? The fuck? Like, that does not mean not being submissive. Okay? All right? Submissive does not mean be trampled on. Okay? Submissive does not mean be disrespected. That's it. All right? So there's the difference. I hope that's clear. Okay? And by the way, if a man is disrespecting you blatantly, then maybe he's not the guy you should trust to make the best decisions for you. Do you get what I'm saying? Those two things got to go hand in hand. Okay? So that being said, if a man is disrespecting you, he might not have that same respect for you when the time comes to make decisions for you in the future.